Welcome to the Family Geekery Podcast, a podcast for geeks from a family of geeks. We talk about comic books, video games, and anything else geeky. I'm Chris.
I'm Amber.
And today we're going to be talking about the new game Marvel Rivals.
Yep.
Just came out.
I have on multiple occasions accidentally called it Marvel Snap.
We already talked about that game.
We did.
And when I was going to download this on Steam, I had to start typing Marvel into the search box, and Snap came up first. And I was like, oh, I forgot this was on Steam.
Oh, I didn't know it was on Steam.
I clicked on it, and it said, like, what's the worst one? Not, like, highly recommended, but, like, whatever the good adjective is for not recommended.
Yeah.
So maybe they got some problems on Steam.
Dang.
But we'll have some time to talk about that. First, we're going to talk about Geeky Weeks. And as you can tell by my squeaky voice, Danielle's not here this week. She got tied up at the last minute, asked if we could go on without her. So here we are.
I also don't know if she played the game at all.
She was planning on it.
Ah.
But then she got tied up at the last minute.
Okay.
So we'll have to get her take on it next week. We'll hold her to that. Give her some homework.
Because she needs more of that, of course.
Yeah.
It's the end of her semester.
What's she going to do all that Christmas vacation time?
I know what I'm going to do with my non-existent Christmas vacation time.
What's that? Playing some more Marvel?
Play Marvel Rivals.
Marvel Snap?
Yeah, I'm going to go back and play Marvel Snap. Marvel Rivals isn't for me. I prefer Snap.
Oh, Snap. So you're going to kick off the Geeky Weeks?
Well, I played Marvel Rivals. And that's really all I remember this week. I've been not playing some of my usual games because this came out.
Nothing wrong with that?
Nope. What about you?
Let's see. I've been spending some time in my normal games. Also went to the movies and saw Gladiator 2.
Oh.
And that was really good. I was kind of wondering how they were going to, continue the story, and the story ended up really good. Action scenes were awesome, of course. So it's on my recommended list if you like that gladiator type. Do you like movies about gladiators?
Me?
No, that's a quote from Airplane.
Oh.
When the pilot's asking the little boy, "Do you like movies about gladiators?" Yeah, so it's a good movie.
Nice.
What else? Been watching a show on Apple called Bad Sisters. Have you seen any of that?
No, Mom told me I'd like it though.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I think we watched the first season and we just figured it was a one season show, but it came back recently. So Mom and I have been watching that. And then started watching, that's a common phrase around here, started watching a movie also on Apple, and it's the one where they faked the moon landing.
What?
With the guy from 21 Jump Street.
Channing Tatum?
Yeah. Channing Tatum and Black Widow.
Ah.
So that's how I name people, just by their Marvel name.
She's been demoted to Widow for me.
So it's Gambit and Black Widow in a movie about the moon landing.
Nice.
And it's pretty funny. But like I said, we only got halfway through it, so we'll finish that up. And then, of course, been playing some Marvel Rivals.
Epic.
And I think that's it for our Geeky Week. So we're going to get right into this.
Right into the meat of it.
Right into this main topic. So what is Marvel Rivals?
Marvel Rivals is Overwatch, but better.
Did we know that Overwatch wasn't good enough?
Yes.
I mean, it seems like it was a very popular game, right?
Yes. but
Did
very hated also.
it didn't hold up, or
Um, I think they just in between Overwatch 1 and 2, they made a lot of decisions that the player base didn't love. Um,
players don't like when you do things that they don't love?
yeah. And now there's a different game for all of them to play.
Okay. So this might have been a strategic, like strategic attack by whoever the company is that
Blizzard.
made Rivals.
Oh, Rivals. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
interesting. Blizzard. Whenever Blizzard pisses off their players, they usually get them back. They usually pivot to make things right. They did that with the Diablo series.
Mm.
They've done it with World of Warcraft a couple times.
Wait, I just saw this meme. It was like Blizzard when games are released that are better versions of their games. I guess Path of Exile 2 is coming out too, and
Hmm.
that's like similar to Diablo.
Okay.
So I just thought that was funny. Poor
Yeah,
Blizzard.
I'm sure they'll make it through.
Probably. They are doing a Avatar The Last Airbender collaboration in Overwatch.
Okay.
So maybe they're hoping that that'll bring some people back, but everybody's mad that they're giving Kiriko another skin.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And now, does Overwatch have a lot of playable characters? Like, do they continue to add them like League of
Yeah.
Legends does? Or
Yeah.
okay, so it's not the same game that you bought years and years
No.
ago
Mm-mm.
at Best Buy, and we got the collector's edition for you, so you could get the little metal tin.
I know. I still have it on my dresser. Thumbtack to my or sticky tack to my dresser.
And what would you describe that type of game? Does that type of game have a name?
I think people call it a hero shooter.
Okay.
Um, because like it's a first person shooter. Well, Marvel Rivals isn't first person, but it's a first person shooter with like um characters that have kits. So
Okay.
I
And
think
is
I've
it
heard it referred to as a hero shooter before.
are they generally 5v5?
Well, that's the discrepancy on Overwatch. Is it originally, I believe, was a 5v5, but then it became a it originally was a 6v6 and then they turned it into a 5v5, I think. So, I think you can play it just depends on the game, I think.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Are there any other big games prior to
Team
Marvel
Fortress 2.
Rivals? Okay. Well, that one's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
So Overwatch may have been a variation on Team Fortress 2.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that started Steam, right?
Team Fortress 2 has been very popular for a very long time.
Steam only exists to update Team Fortress 2 and Half-Life and all those the original games from the orange box.
Oh.
It wasn't a storefront, it was just an application to send you updates and have you update them easily. Like a launcher would, and then
Right.
that launcher became a store.
Good for Steam.
Yeah. They're doing pretty good. I think they'll make it.
I think so too. I believe in them.
All right, so we've got a hero shooter branded with Marvel skins,
Yep.
and that's what Marvel Rivals is.
And
And
it's a great game.
how long has that been coming up? Like, how long have you been tracking it?
About a week.
Okay.
I think we talked about it maybe a year ago or however long ago when it was first announced, or teased, or maybe there's a trailer or something. But then, like the beta happened, or the alpha and the beta all happened, and I didn't do any of that, and I stopped following it until like literally a week ago when it was like new player announced for Marvel Rivals. I'm like, who's that? What is happening? What is this game? Why didn't I know about this?
Yeah, we probably saw it at one of the Comic-Con previews or announcements, or
Yeah,
maybe even
maybe like a
Disney.
San Diego or something.
Yeah. Yeah, but it popped up. And the weird thing is, I don't know if this is really weird, but the weird thing was there was a release date, and then as we got closer to the release date, you're like, hey, it's releasing, tomorrow.
Yeah, because it released on the 6th, but GMT time. Is that
Oh, okay.
England time?
So that's
Yeah,
why
so
it
it
was.
released at midnight in
Gotcha.
England. So we got access to it earlier than them.
Gotcha. Well, did we really? is,
We
that,
got
is that how
access to it
time
at a
zones
more
work?
reasonable time.
Yeah. We didn't have to wait up till midnight to
Yeah.
start playing it. Because it's weird because the storefront said you'll have access to this around 8 hours from now or something like that. It wasn't like
Yeah.
very specific. I guess it was just kind of rounding it up or down for us. But
I had mine preloaded too.
yeah, it was nice to pre-download it. I don't know, it was what, maybe 30 or 40 gigabytes or something. So
I don't know, I was at work.
it's always nice to let it pre-download so you don't have to wait. Because as soon as it was ready, I was ready.
Yeah. And okay, that's a good segue. It's something that I wanted to talk about because I was fully expecting, as a lot of online games and a lot of games in general, not to work on launch because that it just inevitably servers aren't big enough for how many people they think are going to play or whatever. This game launched flawlessly. Not flawlessly, but I was like, when Overwatch 2 came out, I was sitting in queue. There were queues to log on. Like you had to sit
Right.
there for an hour until you could even be in the game. Um, and I was fully expecting to press play at 7 o'clock and not to be able to play, but I was in immediately. Of course I had to like actually do a lot of the finalizing and the loading and stuff like that. Because it was like a pre-downloaded game. But once all that was done, I was in a match instantly, you know?
Yeah, I noticed
Um
that.
it was
It was too quick for me.
yeah, right. There's no response. If you're pressing find a match, you are in a match. There's no canceling.
Right.
But there was one problem that some people were having, and it was um something like you couldn't purchase things in Steam, I guess, is what one of the errors. Like the only error that I heard about their launch was that you couldn't immediately buy stuff. Like they had a problem with the Steam store, I guess.
Hmm.
Um but
That's the kind of
then
problem that a company wants to fix right away.
right, because they want to, but they were really nice about it and they gave everyone a free skin. They said, "Sorry about this. Here's a free skin."
Hmm.
So, it was cool.
Yeah, so my first criticism would be it was like you said, it was just too easy to get in because I double clicked, it launched. There was actually a little splash screen first,
Yeah.
and I thought that splash screen was like a loading, like loading, but no, it's just sitting there and it's saying, like connect or something. So you click
Yeah.
the button, and then so here's where my first criticism starts. That the whole big page comes up, beautiful interface,
Yeah.
but just like every other game that my old brain is not capable of comprehending, there's just too much going on that screen.
Yeah.
Like I like a game that just has a button that says, "Hey, play a game" or something like that. This one has like 17 menus up at the top, and each one has 47 sub menus, and there's just a lot of stuff going on. And it didn't force you through a tutorial, right?
No, it didn't.
So, which I guess makes sense if you understand it's a Overwatch type game and you just want to get
Hmm.
in and start shooting things. But I was, for most of the MOBAs that I've played, there's always like a tutorial
Like a
for.
forced tutorial.
Right. So I was expecting that, and it wasn't there. So, like you said, right there on the screen, it's like find match, and I was like, no, I don't, I don't want to find a match
They do have tutorials.
because yeah. So I went and looked for the tutorial, and mainly because I wasn't afraid of getting into a match and being bad because I knew
Mhm.
even after the tutorial I was going to get in a match and still be bad. So I was more concerned: is the controller that I have hooked up going to work with this thing?
Oh, you were playing with controller?
Yeah,
Oh.
got to do it. So I got into the practice and the tutorials. They weren't great. They were okay, but they weren't
Did you
great.
do all the tutorials?
I did all the not all the character tutorials,
Right.
but I did one of each of the categories.
Okay.
I forget what they were called, but all the way up to the shooting match, and then or the what target practice, I guess, is the last one.
Oh.
And I went into the target practice with a couple different people because basically that's where I went to learn what the buttons
Yeah.
do. Because it's not, I don't think the interface was quite as easy for me to understand as some games where it's very apparent what all your buttons do and what your cooldowns are. After I played it
Mhm.
a little bit, it got a little bit more apparent. But the first match that I didn't even know there was things down in the bottom corner telling me what I could do and what I couldn't do.
Mm.
I was just hitting buttons. Um, but yeah, so I did I did 2 real matches after the tutorial, and then I found you could do AI matches, and I went back
Yeah.
and did those so I could practice with some more different people. So let's talk about who was the first non-tutorial person that you selected.
Do you want to guess?
Um, Rocket?
Mm-mm.
No.
No.
Moon Knight?
No, I was playing a Cloak and Dagger.
Oh, okay, that
I'm
makes
a Cloak
sense.
and Dagger main.
Which is a interesting choice. Now I know they had a TV show which didn't last very long,
Yeah.
but
I didn't watch very much of it.
not a set of characters that's like mainstream.
I know, yeah.
So that's a deep cut. It's
It
like,
is.
which is nice.
Because they
I'm
haven't even had like a running comic in a little while.
Yeah,
So,
it was good to see them in there.
mm-hmm. What
So
about
how'd
you?
you?
Was your first one Punisher?
No, I went with
No.
Rocket,
Oh, okay.
and in doing so, now Rocket, I figured he was going to be all gun, right?
Right?
But he had what, left trigger, which doesn't make any sense to you. What would that be? Right click maybe. Left trigger was like a healing
Yeah.
blob that you shoot, and at the end of the match, I was the only one with any healing points.
Oh,
But
it'd be like that sometimes.
yeah, but it was great. I found the Hulk
Mm-hmm.
on my team, and I just followed behind him, and I just kept on spewing the green stuff at him, healing him up as he was tanking, and it worked out great.
That's your job. That's your job as a support.
And I was, when he didn't need healing, I was just laying the gun down,
Yeah.
shooting like crazy.
That's one thing is I was a little interested in seeing which characters would be the tanks, the DPS, and the supports. I know they have their other names like Vanguard and whatever, but in Overwatch it's tank, DPS, and support. Um, so it was interesting that like Rocket was a healer
Right,
and a support because you think Rocket's going to be this like big guns a blazing guy,
right.
but it was a really interesting take on him. Um, and like Cloak and Dagger is a support, which like I love playing the character. It's so much fun. Um, but like having like I don't know, like Thor be like a tank was maybe a little interesting, or like I don't know, it's just like a little weird some of these characters in these places because you don't think about the Marvel comics and like oh yes, this person's main power is to heal. There's not a whole lot of that in there.
Right.
So like who's going to be a support? What new supports are they going to add?
I could see Mantis as being
Yeah, Mantis is like a
like a
pretty
no-brainer for
supporty
support.
character. With some of these others, I'm like, sure, I guess. I mean, the kit that they made is really cool. Like Loki being a support, I never thought that was was gonna
I
be a
would think he
thing.
would be DPS.
Right.
Like he's got like He reminds me of the and World of Warcraft is my biggest um, game that I've played that has those three categories, like those
Mm,
three exact categories. Um, and you think about the DPS guy as being the rogue,
right.
and he's got like rogue written all over him, like
Mm-hmm.
sneaks up behind people. He's got the knives. Yeah, I would have thought DPS for him. I guess he. No, I didn't play him, but I saw him and shot him a couple times. Is he making clones of himself
Yeah,
around?
he's making little clones of himself that like heal in a circle around them. So
Oh, okay, so that makes
yeah.
sense then.
So they find ways to make it work with their character, which is really interesting.
Yeah, I love the banter between characters.
Yes.
Did I
I,
steal your
I
thunder on something or?
I have something to say about the banter.
Okay,
There's a specific voice line I want to bring up.
all right.
So we've done this. We've been talking for like 20 minutes now, and I haven't brought up the fact that Dazzler's not in the game because she's not, and it's sad. They have
You
Luna
brought that up last
Snow,
week.
who's some weird pop star. I mean, she's a K-pop star, so I guess that's cool. I like K-pop, but she's not Dazzler, and it's making me really angry because it's like, well, are they gonna add Dazzler now? Like, would they ever consider adding Dazzler because there's already a pop star in the game? And like, who even is she? Like, who is this character?
Right.
Like, what? Um, but Dazzler is mentioned in a voice line between Star Lord and Luna Snow. Star Lord
Really?
goes and asks, um, "So do you know Dazzler?" And she goes, "Why do people always ask me that?"
That's funny.
So I'm like, "There's hope. There's hope for Dazzler, or maybe there's not, and that's just a way for them to please all the Dazzler fans." Because every single survey that I've done, because they offer you to do surveys and then you can get some battle pass points for it. I write at least twice. Please add Dazzler. What do you not like about this game? There's no Dazzler. Any other thoughts? Please add Dazzler.
Wow.
Maybe they'll listen.
Maybe they're holding it back for big update.
Maybe.
They gotta have some people that you have to keep playing for to so you
Right.
can wait to see if they come out. Yeah, but the banter's I like the banter between your teammates,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's also like some razzing going on when you kill somebody.
Oh.
Like I killed Captain America in one of the matches, and he said like I forget the exact wording, but he's basically like, "Hey, old man, like you're not so you're not so American now," or something like that. I forget what the word.
That's
But
funny.
yeah. So you started with Cloak and Dagger.
Yeah.
What's their alt?
They team up and they dash 3 times, leaving a zone on the floor of healing and damage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
It's really interesting because you switch between Cloak and Dagger is more focused on healing, and Cloak is more focused on amplifying your team's damage.
hmm. I think I got enveloped in some cape of darkness or something of his when I was
Yeah.
playing. Everything got like
He
black and
blinds.
purplish.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so that was an opponent doing that to me.
I think so. I honestly, it's hard for me. I haven't really played with a Cloak and Dagger on my team.
Okay.
So I don't know what it's like when he does his big AoE circle and like becomes invisible and untargetable. I don't know how that affects the teammates. I just do it when I need to.
Hmm. All right. What other notable characters did you play?
So here, I've got some stats for you.
Okay.
Steam says I have 26 hours on the game, which is a lie because I've just had the game open for 26 hours. I haven't been playing all that much. Mostly just waiting around for my friends to log on and join and buy stuff.
Mm,
But I've got 13.6 total hours playing the game. So I guess that's just the 13.6 hours in matches.
mm.
7.4 of those hours are Cloak and Dagger. So a lot. I'm a one trick.
Mhm.
And then I've got 3 hours on Psylocke and then 1 hour on Mantis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that all you've done, or just those are the top
Those
three
are my top
in the
3.
stats? Okay.
I've reached out, played Hela a little bit, played Storm a little bit.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Can she just stay up in the sky however long she wants?
Storm?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
But it's a little weird, like the movement doesn't seem very intuitive to me because usually if there's like something like that, there's like a button to like descend.
Right.
And as far as I'm aware, there's no button to descend, so you have to like stare like and you can't like really WASD it. It's just like forward, so you have to like move your mouse to like
Oh, look
to
down and
steer
go
her
forward.
direction. Yeah, and I'm like if I'm trying to shoot stuff and move around, I can't.
Right.
It's I don't know, maybe they should like rework that a little bit.
I wonder if it's different on the controller.
I don't know.
Hmm. Interesting.
But yeah, I was having a little bit of trouble with Storm with the flying.
So here's another criticism.
Okay.
I was playing against AI, and it was one of the uh, capture the battle area
Like
matches.
the best of 3s.
I guess so.
Okay.
I'm still kind of confused by the play modes, but one of the ones where you have to capture the area, and there's on the other team, and they taunt you by having the name of the character and then the word easy after it because I selected easy. So I'm getting smoked by Captain America Easy. And, you know, there's Iron Man, and
Yeah.
he is just floating above the thing.
Yeah.
And he's just raining down hell on everybody.
Yeah.
And when you're on the ground trying to shoot at him, and you're still trying to move around so you don't get shot, it's like that's a very far distance to try to aim, especially when you don't have, you know, on most games I'm used to like left trigger being aim, and the right trigger being fire. There is no aim. So I'm just trying to shoot this guy, and he's just smoking me every time. And I'm like, this is an AI, and he just camped up there. He's not even trying not to get hit, and he's just sniping people left and right. So that's, and again, it's because I'm playing AI, you know, and the matches AI. I didn't have that problem with regular people. Maybe they just haven't figured it out yet.
Maybe.
Become Iron Man the sniper.
That's kind of how Hela is. She's got a pretty strong like main attack. But you have to be really precise, but she can snipe you from so far away. It's crazy.
It doesn't take very many hits to die.
Yeah.
And the matches you keep the same, unless you have like an armor on or something like that. You keep the same hit points throughout all the matches, right?
Yeah, like your character has a set amount of hit points.
Yeah, it's not like a MOBA where as you go through your levels you get stronger and more hit points and all that good stuff. Which is one of the things I don't like about this style of game. Like there's no progression either within game, and there's no progression from game to game.
That's why people play ranked, and then there's progression.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Once you get competitive, it gets really competitive.
Well, I'm not going to get there.
And that's just a label. That's just like, you are this quality at this game.
All right, so for my characters, like I said, it started with Rocket just because it said easy.
Nice.
And I thought it was just going to be all shooting. But it was fun being support. And then from there I went to Namor.
Oh, okay.
And he was fun.
He's apparently really bad. I don't know. People don't play him a lot.
I liked him because you know there's a lot going on the screen, and he's got a squid or an octopus that he can spit out.
Yeah,
and that octopus starts auto shooting at people, and it's very low damage, but you get to see where it's shooting.
Oh,
so I'll throw him out. I'll see where he starts shooting, and then I'll know, hey, that must be the closest person to the octopus, which is most likely the closest person to me, and I'll start focusing up on that. And the other thing that was really cool, one of the arenas is like a circle battle arena down at the ground, and there's a circle around the top,
Yeah.
like mezzanine.
It's the Wakanda one?
That sounds right.
Okay.
I was standing on the mezzanine, dropping this octopus down. I just as fast as I can spawn them, I was dropping them down there, and then using that as a ruse, and then I was sniping people from
Nice.
from the top.
What do you think about his ult?
Uh, Too much delay in the execution.
Oh. See, I hate his ult because, like I said, not a lot of people play him. But it's like an immediate, at least when I see the floor down, I'm like, oh man, I'm in the middle of this circle and it's huge. And then I'm eaten by a giant shark and I get one shot. It's annoying.
So it's not, yeah. The shark will actually eat you, but the
Well, not
Namor,
not Jeff the shark.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Namor. Yeah.
It's like a whale or a shark or something that comes
I
from the
always I
sky.
always think it's Jeff the shark's ult because it's about the same size and it's both water.
Right.
And then I'm like, I can survive Jeff the shark's ult unless he's sending me off the edge. But
Is his
like
ult the
I'm
one that he actually swallows you and
yeah.
walks around with you?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, that happened to me once. Yeah, I tried out the ult on Namor, and like I said, you hit the ult button, and then you have to aim where you want it to
Yeah.
go, and then you finally hit it, and it's like one Mississippi, two Mississippi, and that's probably when you're seeing that water or whatever,
Yeah.
and then it drops out of the sky. So I'm not sure. I think I got a couple kills here and there with it, but
Nice.
it wasn't as many kills as I wanted. But then I played Moon Knight after him,
Ooh.
and Moon Knight's
He's hard, right? Isn't he a little difficult?
I think he was a 2 or 3 star or whatever.
Mm.
Um, but it was fun. He's got just a lot of different, I guess, beam attacks, projectiles of different types.
Yeah.
And then I liked his ult. His ult was a little bit more effective for me. So
Yeah, that one's
same
kind of
basic
crazy.
thing
It's
where you
faster though.
you launch it, you aim it,
Mhm.
and then but yeah, it like auto aims from the sky at anybody in that circle.
Yeah. It's smaller, but it's really fast. The projectiles are fast.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Um, so tell me about the different types of battles. There is no control on that, right?
No, it's all random. Like you queue up and then you get put in a map. And
Okay.
then you flip a coin if you're attacking or defending, or if it's like the best of three King of the Hill type, then you're both attacking. Um,
And then
but one thing,
there's the escort.
then there's the escort, and there's a couple different versions of those because there's some. Well, I guess most of them are you have to take the point and then you just push the car. I'm not sure if I'm remembering if there's any that are just push the car immediately. There might be, but those I like better than the King of the Hill ones. Um,
Yeah, I get confused because I think it's the King of the Hill style one, that one where you have the percentage counter on the top for your
yeah,
team. And we're sitting at 99%, and it says,
contested.
we're almost there. We
Yeah.
got to finish this off. But then I don't know if they have the yo-yo effect or whatever they call that. What is that called? The slinky effect or whatever, where the other team gets incredibly stronger at that point. Like some MOBA games I've played are like that. When one team is about to win, it gives the other team a bunch of extra power.
Oh.
And that's what it seemed like, because it was like 99% to 0.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the other team is passing the halfway point,
Right.
and your 99% is sitting nowhere, and then the other team is like 56, 57, 58, 59, and they're just smoking you.
Mhm.
Now that could just be And again, I think that was probably AI I was playing against for that. So I'm not sure if that's part of it or just something that I'm imagining happening.
I don't know if like the percentage goes up any faster. I think it does if there's like multiple people on the team pushing up the percentages. I think that might take into effect. But
Hmm.
usually when something like that happens, it'll be like the other team has 3 of their ults and they use all of them and your entire team dies, so they're able to capture the point again.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's just unlucky timing that they get their ults then,
Hmm.
usually. And for me on those maps, it's usually Jeff the Shark having his ult and eating the entire team. Because when Jeff the Shark eats you, he can throw you off the edge. And those points are usually right next to an edge.
Hmm.
I don't know who designed these maps and then made Jeff the Shark a character, but it's crazy. It is so disgusting.
You,
Um
you ever seen Jeff the Shark before?
yeah, isn't he Gwenpool's pet?
Maybe.
I've been seeing him all over Marvel's like Instagram and stuff.
I thought he was exclusive to Marvel Unlimited, the comic app, because
Oh.
he's got a lot of comics in there, and
Mm,
they're exclusive to that. So I thought maybe the character was exclusive to
maybe. I just know that he is like all over the branding right now for Marvel. He's Marvel's best friend right now.
it. Maybe they have sole ownership of him, unlike like some of the characters that the some of the older artists may have their
Uh
rights to it or something. They get royalties. The estate of Jack Kirby or something still gets royalties from Iron Man or something.
maybe.
And Shark, that's all Marvel. So have you done anything in the store as far as like skins or whatever?
I have. I'm sad to say that I've already spent money on the game,
Uh
but I
oh.
am happy with what the skins are.
Okay.
Um I of course got the cloak and dagger skin and I got the battle pass. Um and I think it's pretty fair. Like $20 gets you the battle pass and um like one of the 1600 skins. And with those, you don't just get a skin, you get like the spray, the emote, and the like MVP intro also.
Hmm.
Um so I feel like it's pretty worth because like if you compare that to like a League of Legends skin, like those are like I know it's a different type of game, but like 1300, like I don't know, $10 gets you just one skin, I guess. And then this is like 12, $15 for the skin, the emote, the spray, whatever. Um and so I think it's cool. So I got that one and then I got the Psylocke skin because um I really liked the nameplate in the Psylocke skin. It really reminded me of the Peach Momoko style. So
Hmm. Cool.
but it was I didn't know that they modeled the base Psylocke skin more after Peach Momoko's version of Psylocke. I thought that was really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So here's how much the interface, the game interface, has confused me. I didn't even
Mm-hmm.
know there's a battle pass.
Yep.
Now, I haven't done a lot of exploring on the other tabs because usually the other tabs I just immediately find out that I'm not in the right place to play the game.
Yeah.
But and it's because I'm accidentally hitting like the shoulder buttons on a controller control
Mm,
that for me. So it's not like I'm consciously clicking on one of the other tabs. I'm just
right.
ending up
You're
there.
just ending up there,
Yep. Like where am I? I'm not
finding
supposed to be here.
yourself in the shop.
This
How
is
did I
nothing
get
tutorial.
here?
Right.
I guess now I have to spend money.
Yeah, I'll have to check out the skins and see. I haven't even looked
Hmm.
at the shop itself.
One of my criticisms with this game is how flashy everything is. And I said that in one of my surveys actually. Um that they have the graphics and the graphics all look really cool. But like if you go into the heroes tab and you like hover over a hero, then they have this big like whoosh. And it's like I don't need that.
Right. I
Like
just
it
want
can
to see
just
this
like
person's
the
name.
picture can just get bigger. That's okay. I don't need it to explode and get bigger.
Hmm.
Um I just like some of those things are a little why is this like taking up part of the space on the game?
Right.
I don't know why these effects need to be there. They look cool. And they know that. That's why they put them there, I guess.
Right. Someone spent a lot of time in those.
Yep. And they you're a good artist, my guy. I just don't know if it needs to be there.
Yeah, I
But
think
yeah.
this was a strange, a confusing game for me because every other, I guess, game like this, whether it's a MOBA or this type of battle arena or whatever it is, they don't start with an IP that you immediately know.
Right.
Right? Fortnite will add in people, and they've been very successful at that. You've talked about um, Overwatch adding a collab with something like that, but they started
Mhm.
off with their own people,
Yeah.
and this game starts off with a ton of people that you automatically know, and then a
Mhm.
couple characters that like I've never heard of that singer one before.
Yeah, neither have I.
I don't even know if she's from a comic or
She is
okay.
apparently. I looked it up. I was like, who even is she? Because she's not Dazzler. I'm a little bit hateful towards her, but it's okay. But no, I it was funny. One of my friends said, "You know what's awesome about this game? I don't have to learn everybody's name."
Right.
And it's really funny. Um, I also really like. So there's a lot of comparisons between the characters and the kits of them compared to Overwatch characters.
Okay.
Um, and it's really funny that Black Widow is a sniper, very similar to Widowmaker
Mm.
in Overwatch. So it's so funny. I can just be like Widow up there, and it's fine because like all of my just like mannerisms from Overwatch, it's okay because it's still Widow. It's just Black Widow, not Widowmaker. That's okay.
So who copied who then?
But when I was first seeing a lot of the like announcements of the characters, I was like, wait, that's basically this from Overwatch. But after like playing them and seeing more of their things, I'm like, wait, no, this is actually this from this character and this from this character and this from this character, and oh, this is new. So
Okay.
they didn't just rip off people.
So Punisher isn't the what's the Patriot or
Soldier.
something? Soldier.
Yeah.
I
No, he's
mean,
not.
is he the closest to him?
I
So I think he
see.
started off in my tutorial. Did he start off in your
Yeah, he
tutorial?
starts off in tutorial. I think what they wanted was for there to be like a soldier type character there, but he can also turn into a turret, right?
Yeah. When I
And
saw that,
that's very similar to Bastion
that
in
was
Overwatch.
that was amazing. When I saw a
Yeah.
replay of that alt, that dude was just
Wait,
mowing
that's
down
his
people.
ult?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't
I
think
was
it's his ult.
I was assuming it was.
Maybe it is. I don't know. There's so many of like Bucky and Punisher. I'm like, I don't know what their ults do. I hear a man scream and I just run away. Like that's I can't tell the difference between Bucky and Punisher when they scream.
I like that Hulk becomes Bruce Banner
Yeah, Hulk is
and
diva.
gets a couple seconds of life left to get the heck out of Dodge before he gets smoked.
Yeah, Hulk is diva. And funnily enough, the cute girl in the mech is not diva. The cute
Hmm.
girl in the mech never leaves the mech. That's what
It's
I was like, oh, Penny
even another
Parker, she's
character
gonna be
from.
like diva, and she's not diva. Hulk is diva.
Hmm,
I got a kick out of that when I saw Hulk die and turn into Bruce Banner for the first time. I was like, what's happening?
right.
Who is this guy?
All right. So fun game. You're enjoying it.
I am. I'm gonna keep playing it.
I'm gonna. I don't play these style games, but because I like the IP, I'll give it a couple more plays and see if I can get into it. Now, I haven't lost yet.
Oh,
I find that odd,
that's funny.
but I only played 2 real matches and then a bunch of AI matches. So
Gotcha.
I don't imagine it would be easy to lose against the AI, even though that Iron Man was sniping me left and right. But I guess I don't know if I was just lucky or if I got teamed up with some good people on my normal matches because I won all of those.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna close this out with my favorite emote or little banter that I heard as I
Okay.
was playing. Moon Knight. Getting ready to go into battle. Right, you got the little 30-second little room that you're in.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's making introductions. People are talking to each other, and
Like in voice chat or the
I
characters?
only had one occurrence with voice chat,
Okay.
and I
It's
don't
a
know
little
why it was
scary when
there.
voice chat pops up.
I don't know why it was there or why it wasn't there, but no, these it's just the banter between the characters. You know,
Okay.
they're making small talk, waiting to get
Mm-hmm.
out and fight. And my dude, uh, Moon Knight says, "My friends call me Mark, or they call me Steve, or they call me Jake, because those are his three alter
Yeah.
egos."
That's
I,
funny.
I just thought that was good. It might make it past some people who don't know that character very well.
Yeah. I'll be interested to see how popular this game stays.
Right.
So let me. I know. Let me leave you with a little bit of statistics that I saw from a TikTok. On the day of launch, this person went to the Steam page, and you'd see in the community how many people have that game launched right now.
Right.
Um,
Concurrent players.
yeah, and it was 430,000 people had this open on Steam alone. Um, and then they went over to Overwatch. And I know Overwatch has both Steam and Blizzard. I think you can still play in the Blizzard client. Um, but there were only 20,000 people playing Overwatch in Steam. And that's a big difference.
Now, I think it might have even been the record breaker, just happened recently. And I think that was
Mm.
Helldivers 2.
Oh.
But then,
That fell off quick.
2 months later, it fell. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how far this one falls off
Right.
if
If
it
it
does.
does. Because it seems right now they took a lot of Overwatch's feedback and criticisms and applied it to Marvel Rivals. Which is good. We like to see a game that learns from other games. Maybe we hopefully will see it learn from itself. Um,
I think
but
they learned from the Mike Tyson fight too,
huh?
as far as like handling Surge. Because, like you said, there was no hiccups. I didn't see any hiccups.
Right.
You know,
Oh, the
they
Mike
scaled it
Tyson
up.
fight that was not streaming very well on
Right.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Netflix, a company that's been around for decades, couldn't
Can't
handle
figure out a
the
live stream
surge.
that Twitch
Right.
does every single day.
Yeah.
People do in their basements. No, but it's I'm enjoying the quick, 2-second queue times. It's funny if it's more than like 4 seconds. My friends are like, dead game. Queue took 5 seconds to pop, dead game. So I don't know. I wonder how long it's going to be like this.
Yep. Only time will tell.
Yeah. Release Dazzler and I'll be playing forever. That's all I'll say. Give her
Yep.
give her arcade game skin. Yep, I'm done. Take my money.
And a purple button alt.
Purple button alt. Ooh. Nice. I'll play her even if she's a support. I'll play her even if she's a DPS. I know I'm not very good at DPS in these games, but I'll play her. I'll be a Dazzler one trick. Please, Marvel, give me. I'm done.
I'm trying to think, since you've got a character that you're demanding Marvel to put in there, if there's one for me.
I would like to see Spider-Gwen and or I know this one is unlikely. Mary Jane. But if I could play as my cats, the characters I name my cats after, that could be cool.
Not, I'm going to throw one just because you threw it in there. Marvel, if you're listening, here's a character I'd like to see, and he's not one of my favorite characters, but since my favorite part of the game so far is the banter,
Mm-hmm.
I'm asking for Drax.
Oh,
I think he would have the best banter of all of them.
nice.
What is
Also,
the
awesome
moral?
shout out to the voice actors. We got a lot of like the classic Laura Bailey and stuff like that in there. It's cool they brought back a lot of the voice actors that have been voicing these characters in TV shows and cartoons and stuff this whole time. So that's cool.
Good.
No, what's his name? No Matt Mercer yet though.
Hmm.
Yeah. I
Who did he
wonder
voice?
if he's gonna pop up
Who did he voice?
to everyone.
Really?
He's well, not in Marvel. I don't know if he's voiced anybody in Marvel, but
Okay.
he's in every other single game.
Gotcha. Well, cool. I think we're going to go ahead and close out this episode. Shouting out to Marvel, telling them, hey, keep up the good work. And whatever the name of the company is that actually made the game. Marvel did
Yeah.
the easy stuff. Marvel just created the characters over the last 75 years. That's the easy part. grinding the game together over the last probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 years of development time, or 3
I
years.
know, making like
That's the hard part.
yeah, turning these characters into other characters basically, like great beautiful adaptations of these guys.
I don't even know if I recognize the company name. Did you recognize them from other things?
No.
NetEase. So I've heard of them before. Their list has nothing that I've played before. Nothing that I've heard of before. So maybe they were low bidder and Marvel got a good deal on them. But they put together a good product. So
they really did.
NetEase. Keep up the good work with them.
Add Dazzler.
All right. Any final thoughts?
Add Dazzler.
Okay. That sounds like your survey, your exit survey.
Yep.
What did we do wrong? Didn't have Dazzler. All right. So that's going to close it out for this episode. We thank you as always for listening. Go ahead and check out our socials. Check out the YouTube channel. See what's going on there. And until next time, peace out
and geek out.
Thank you for listening to the Family Geekery podcast. For more information, visit www.familygeekery.com. Don't forget to subscribe at your favorite podcast provider. And until next time, peace out and geek out.